Good afternoon and welcome to the 5th episode of the Sunday Spin. My name is Austin Hess from the Panama Good Times newspaper, here to take you through Panama every week. That's every Sunday live at 3 p.m. We're going to let you know about different towns and cities throughout the country. You know, we know a lot of people are interested in Panama, and we figured that the best way to show those that are looking at Panama, whether you're living in the US, Canada, or Europe, is to talk to people that have actually moved down to Panama. So we have 4 awesome guests coming in today. Then we're going to have a real estate agent with Inside Panama show you guys some of the listings and what's available, prices, and what you can expect. Now, again, we are going to be talking with folks from Puerto Armuelles today, and we have an awesome lineup. Very excited to talk to all these great folks. Just want to remind everyone, this program is being sponsored by Inside Panama Real Estate. Now, Inside Panama Real Estate is more than just a real estate company. Mike Vitovich, owner, and his whole team of great agents throughout the country, they love and are a major part of our community. And they're here to help you through the whole process. They're able to set you up, obviously, with attorneys to get your permanent residency, help you find schools and get information on that. And again, obviously they can help you find that perfect dream home, whether you're looking to retire or you're coming to move out, maybe because now your job can be done over the internet, which we're seeing a lot of, especially through this COVID. You're seeing a lot of companies that are changing and allowing their staff and their workers to work from home via the internet. And now this gives a great opportunity to change up your lifestyle. Maybe if you live in the middle of the country or on the East Coast up in Seattle where it rains a lot. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and it's cold and miserable during those times of the year. I'd rather be on a beach, especially if I could be living less of a lifestyle for extremely much more value, So the cost is a big difference. We're going to talk to everyone about that. Guys, remember, Inside Panama is giving away a free ebook. So to get that free ebook, just email them at freeebook@ipreinfo.com. They're also doing a fly and try. That's right. If you come down to Panama, you want to rent before you buy, they're going to pay that first month's rent if you end up buying a home through Inside Panama Real Estate. Super, super cool opportunity. Something they just started. So again, if you want more information on that as well, same email, free ebook @ipreinfo.com. Again, huge thanks to Inside Panama for making this happen. Guys, we're here with Fishell and Richard Ramon. Happy family of 6 Puerto Armuelles. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you today?
We're good. Thank you. How are you?
Oh my gosh. The weather is beautiful. The sun is shining. Birds are tweeting. What else could you ask for? It's the small things in life that really make a big deal. And I think that's what you find a lot down here. As we're going to talk to you guys, because I'm very interested. Most of the folks on the show today, I don't know, which is even more fun for me. So now I get to meet you guys and find out more about you. So I'd like to first start off, just keep it real basic, where you're from, and how did you figure out and how did you find Panama?
All right. Well, we're a young family. Fishell and I are in our late 30s. Our kids are 11, 10, 8, and 7. We're from Southern Ontario. We've always sort of had a fairly active life with sports and school and the church and scouting and stuff like that. Before we came here, Fishell worked at the bank. I and still am property manager or manager of a property management business. Fishell will talk about how we came about Panama.
Well,
Awesome.
With the property management company, Richard was not just full-time, but also had the calls after hours. So more than full-time. I worked part-time for that company, and then I also worked at the bank. And at the bank, I worked for a bank that was open on weekends, evenings. So I had to do my fair share of those as well. And it was just hard coming home at like 7 o'clock and it's dinner time and then bedtime, and we tried to squeeze in swimming lessons and scouts, and it just seemed like it was the same thing over and over. There was no very little just us time.
Yeah, more work, no family, and that's part of the best part about having kids is being able to spend the time with them.
Right. Yeah. So we had thought, okay, what can we live simpler and work less, so we have more time together? And originally we looked into Costa Rica, and we found it was too expensive for us to get residency there. So, we went back to our regular lives. A couple years later, we got to the same point where we felt like, geez, we're really kind of just missing it. And we felt and so my cousin had said, have you looked into Panama? Because we said, well, she said, why didn't you go to Costa Rica? And I said, it was too expensive. So she says, well, you should look into Panama. And when we did, we found boy, we can really actually afford to do that. So we got a little more serious about it, looked into it, and in short, the residency requirements in Panama allowed us to move here. I mean, why not somewhere else in Canada? It's warmer here.
Yeah, if you like sand and beaches, Panama's a good spot.
Yeah, so that's a major bonus, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now tell me, you guys run a property management company in Canada from Panama. So how does that work? How is that difficult, or is it just something?
Not really. It wasn't always online. Like it is a real brick and mortar business that we have there.
And you need good help.
Yeah.
You need good people still there, which we're very blessed to have. Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Well, basically, my role before coming here, I was sort of coordinating the maintenance staff and the logistics of the materials we had about 80 properties or so, all residential, that we were looking after. So there was a lot of work on that end. And then plus I was looking after the administration on a top management level, as well as doing sort of helping out in the office as well. But yeah, so for us to be able to come here, we found a great maintenance manager. We already had a good office manager as well. So we have a good team back home that allows it to keep running
day to day.
Yeah, and from here I can log in. We pay $42 a month for 6 gigs of internet speed, which is plenty for us to log into the office back home. And we can check in on everything. I can do all the management stuff that I need to do. I was doing a lot from my house back in Canada anyway, without being in the office. So, we sort of realized, well, if we could do that here, we can do it anywhere in the world.
My part-time at home at that company was also all from home with the kids. I logged in when I could to do whatever work I had to do. So same here. It was pretty flexible that way. So
Very cool. Now you guys mentioned, obviously, you like the beach, you like the sand. Who doesn't? Warm weather. But what about the cost of living? Do you see a huge difference in the cost of living from Canada to Panama?
We do, in more ways than one. Being from Canada and Panama using the US dollar, it's about 30-35% exchange rate for us. So we pay an extra 35 cents per dollar. So that's a big difference. But we knew that when we moved here, took that into consideration. And other things that we save money on for us are gas. Back home, we lived about 3 hours from family, 4 hours from the cottage, and we saw them a lot. So at least once in the summer, probably at least 3 times a month, we would do the 3 hours, 4 hours there and back in a weekend. And then our regular driving around, we never walked anywhere. We never biked anywhere. We had more than 2 cars. Unless we were going a far distance, we rarely drove together unless it was to a restaurant. So the gas alone is a big savings for us. The furthest we usually go is an hour and a half to David, and we can go to PriceSmart, which is, in other words, Costco.
Yep.
If we need to, maybe once a month. But other than that, we get groceries downtown. We went like a year and a half without even buying a car. We paid like $2.50 for all 6 of us to hop in a cab, like right out our front door. You walk outside, you put your hand up, and away we go. So we really didn't even need a car. It's more like a convenience thing for us now.
Of course.
But yeah, our rent, you would never find a 3-bedroom house, even in a smaller city in Canada, for $400 a month. And that's what we're renting right now.
That's incredible.
So we're living pretty comfortably here at a super affordable rent. Back home, we really would never consider renting because we would rather put it towards a mortgage. But yeah, so that's a big savings. If you are renting, our water bill is like $4 a month. Our garbage costs like $4 a month. Like there's no, you could almost say there's no property taxes. Like there are details, but for a lot of people that do buy here, a lot of people don't have to pay property taxes. Our electrical is fairly similar, only because we have air conditioners. Yep. Otherwise it would be like $60 a month or so. But yeah, entertainment, we go outside for our entertainment. We're not going to the movies. We're not going to the trampoline park, all of the expensive things for families to do back home, which we did a lot back home. So, you save in some areas, and we've gained the time back.
That's the most important. That's something I've learned during lockdown, and being home. My 5-year-old son is at home. He's not in school, and it's just a blessing. It's the small things in life that like really make a big difference. Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned something, obviously 4 kids, always got to keep them busy, they're bouncing off the walls. What kind of activities do you guys as a family really enjoy doing, especially living in Puerto Armuelles?
Well, we're still very involved with sports. Our oldest son is playing baseball almost every day until COVID. So that was still a big part of our life. The other kids are doing art lessons and scouts.
Dance lessons.
Dance, yeah. And as a family, we go to the beach a lot, being that we're in Puerto Armuelles. And we go on bike. We started going on more bike rides, and we just got a dog, so we're walking the dog, and so it's, little things, but it's still fun family time. We have a great expat community here. Every week before COVID, we were going out and meeting up with like 20-25 other people.
Wow.
Catch up and see how everybody's
have some fun.
Yeah,
right. And we all have that one thing in common that all brought us to the same place, right? So it's great people here.
It's a small, quiet town, and the people are so kind and welcoming. One other thing that we really enjoy doing is volunteer work. We have time to volunteer. So when we first got here, once a week we went out and picked up garbage. Friends of ours, Debbie, I think was the first person to tell me about the nursing home here. So Thanksgiving fundraiser. We did some mask making, and just like the whole community here, kind of, it's fun to come together and help and give back when and where we can. So we really do feel like we've found a great family here in Puerto Armuelles as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we like spending time with them too.
Awesome. Yeah. And it sounds like life is a little bit more simple and you get to enjoy your children more. It's never a bad thing to have a beach right down the road where you can just go down and walk on the beach. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite parts of Panama is that we have over 500 islands, so many coastlines because Panama is surrounded by ocean waters. So
Even
it's just
know. We've been to so many different beaches. They're so different. You go 5 minutes down the road and you get something a little bit different, a little more waves, a little more rocks, a little more calm. It's cool.
And what about hiking? Is there much hiking? I've actually personally, even with the newspaper, I travel around the country a lot and I love it. That's why I do that job. But what about, Puerto Armuelles, I haven't only been to like once or twice, I think twice. And I haven't spent a lot of time. I was always working when I was there. Tell me about is there other activities besides the beach? Can you do hiking or wildlife? What kind of wildlife do you see?
There's some nice, when you go down the point towards Mesa, Limones, and you get down to Punta Barica, right? Yeah. There's a turtle reserve, is that what you can call it?
Sure.
And there's Mono Feliz is a sort of monkey reserve. There's different places like that we've been able to go to really get in the jungle, I guess.
It's not even it's not really a reserve. There's just monkeys there.
Lots of them, right?
And they have bananas, so
right, yeah.
There's usually monkeys around.
Yeah, they always hang out there.
Yeah.
Hiking, I haven't really explored the hiking. I know there is good hiking trails around, but I haven't gone to that part yet. I want to, but we've been doing a lot of biking. Running is good here, and
the kids love the waves. They love the beach. Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
Surfing, there's surfing. We're not avid surfers, but we've definitely tried a few times. So I think the longer we're here, maybe eventually we'll become surfers. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. We're about to have Daniel Peavy from Hooked on Panama. He's going to be coming on next. And it was it was an honor. Hopefully next time I come down to Puerto Armuelles, I'll be able to meet up with you guys. Again, I haven't been there very many times, but I'd love to come down. I know I've heard a lot. I have a couple friends there that have a hotel, and hear a lot about the monkeys. And my son always wants to go anywhere there's monkeys. He wants to go. So I'm sure.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, it was an honor, guys. And thank you again. Have a beautiful Sunday.
Bye.
Thank you.
And now we have Daniel Peavy with Hooked on Panama Fishing Lodge. Daniel, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing really well. How are you, Austin?
Well, obviously we're still in a lockdown, but making the best of it. Down here in Panama makes it a little bit easier with the good weather and beautiful birds, So not too shabby, living life. I've actually been out to your fishing lodge, and the operation is incredible. Tell us, I want to ask you a lot of questions because I think that, a lot of people out there love fishing. Fishing is like golf. It's not just like a one person type thing. A lot of people are into that. So how did you find Panama, and why did you choose Puerto Armuelles to open a fishing lodge?
Well, the short version of this, because that's a really long story, by the way, but, my family had been looking at properties in Costa Rica for years, and it was kind of done more or less. It was very expensive and getting more and more difficult to find things there, and getting, just like the other couple was saying about, being able to get into the country with legally was just a pain. And I had a friend, an old surfing buddy that was stationed in the Air Force in a canal zone before he got turned back over to Panama, and he married into a Panamanian family, and a little light bulb went off, and we said, let's just go look. And we did. We went down there, and we're fishermen, so we had all the nautical charts of the entire country. And we picked the Chiriquí, Puerto Armuelles area basically because of that. The ocean conditions and everything else. And from an extreme fluke of luck, we stumbled across a man that sold us 50 acres of beachfront property back in 2004. And then we built a fishing lodge.
That is cool. And so as an avid fisherman, I'm not an avid fisherman, but I've become kind of somewhat addicted to fishing because the fishing is so awesome in Panama. If you go out a couple times, you're sure to catch a big one. What are people coming out? Like, what types of fish are you guys fishing out there in that area of Panama?
We're mostly blue water guys, big game stuff, marlin, sailfish, mahi-mahi, giant yellowfin tuna. We do a lot of nearshore fishing when they want for the cubera snappers and rooster fish and groupers and things like that. It's a mixed bag. And the nice thing about our location is it's very easy for us to do both. We can shoot offshore and blue water fish for half a day and come back in and fish near shore for half a day. And our clients absolutely love it because on any given day, the ocean's like a plate of glass. I mean, it's really nice out there.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit nicer instead of hitting some big waves, which I've been out in the Pearl Islands quite a few times. So where do you see most of your clients coming from? Are they from the North America? Are they from Europe? Where's your typical client?
Most of them are from the States, but then we've had people from Northern Europe, Denmark, Norway, France, Japan. We've had Brazilians, we've had Argentinians. It's a mixed bag of everything, and we're not just a fishing lodge. We're also a hotel, so we get a lot of local people too who just love our spot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're in the middle of the jungle and it's just so peaceful and quiet, and it's a great place to relax. That's for sure. Now, I have Debbie coming on. Debbie Fisher is with Inside Panama Real Estate. She's the one that put this show together with all our wonderful guests today. And she's actually told me before we came on that your fishing lodge is for sale. So tell us a little bit about, like if somebody was coming down to Panama, hey, you know what? I could start a business, or there's this great business. It's already put together. It has an awesome reputation. What can someone expect? If someone that's looking for an opportunity like this, that's a big avid fisherman that maybe did something back in the U.S. and said, it's time for a change. I want to own a fishing lodge in Panama. What comes along with owning a fishing lodge in Panama?
Well, I mean, the nice thing is we've already done all the legwork.
Yeah, so the hard part.
We're friends with the Maritime Authority. We're friends with the mayor. It's like we've had several ex-presidents come and stay at the lodge. So we've kind of got it in with everybody. As with any business, it's a labor of love. If it's something that you really enjoy doing, you're going to get a huge kick out of it. We eat a lot of fresh fish. Yeah. And no, we have the majority of our clients are repeat people. They come back every single year, and then they tell their friends and they tell their friends. Our biggest business is word of mouth, Of
course.
And I mean, we built the lodge, we build our own boats, we've got our own dry dock facility, our own fuel facility. We're completely self-sufficient, and it kind of makes things a lot easier, and as they were saying, the cost of living in Panama is extremely cheap. Labor costs are cheap comparatively, and so it's a lot of fun, and you get to meet a lot of people from all over the world.
That's I think probably the best part of like having a lodge or a hotel is the amount of unique individuals that come through. Now, I did want to ask too, obviously with a fishing operation, you got to have boats. So when someone buys the fishing lodge, is there boats included? What's the process there? Do you have your own vessels? Or you said you build your own vessels. Do they get like the building materials? Do they get the molds? What comes along with the business?
Everything. I mean, you can't run a fishing lodge without boats.
Of course.
You can't run a fishing lodge without tackle, and we have all the molds for building boats, and the expertise to do it and stuff like that. And it's not like we're leaving Panama, because I mean, we own so much property that surrounds the lodge. It's just getting to a point in our lives, it's like I have 3 partners. It's myself and my wife, and then we have my brother Mike and his wife Gay, and we have Rex and Connie who actually live in Panama, year round. Whereas my brother and I, we switch back and forth between Maui, Hawaii, and Panama because we have a snorkeling diving business here. And we're all just, I mean, I'm 58, my brother's 64, and Rex is 70. So it's getting to the point where it's time for us to retire and let some younger blood take over and build my dream home up on top of the hill behind the lodge with a 180-degree ocean view and just relax.
And go fishing when you want. I get it, and it's and it's a business. It is a business. And with any business, You got to put in the work. And I think, like you said, someone looking for that opportunity, come down, get into an operation that's been in there for many years, has a great recognition, reputation. People from around the world talk about you guys. I know I heard many people in the city talk about you guys. They love going out. You have a beautiful place. And again, guys, near the end of the show here in, 10, 15 minutes, Debbie's going to be coming on and showing pictures of this awesome fishing lodge. So do not want to miss that. And I just want to ask you, so since you're staying and you obviously been there quite a long time, what are some of your favorite parts about living, especially in Puerto Armuelles, about the community and different restaurants and such like that?
Since I have my own restaurant at the lodge and I'm 17 kilometers south of Puerto Armuelles on the beach, I really don't get to town that much.
Gosh, your place is beautiful. Why would you?
Yeah, I spend most of my time at the lodge, and there's no reason really for me to, there's great restaurants in town, but there's no reason for me to go there because I have the best restaurant in Chota Key. So
I like your style. Lots of fresh fish, lots of great. That's incredible. Like I said, I've been out there, and like you just mentioned, you're 17 kilometers out. Now, if you go just past your resort, because not everyone's a fisherman, and like you said, you're also a hotel, and families come out from Panama City. Maybe the husband and his brother go out fishing, and the wives and the kids are there. They got the pool. But are there any other activities that like the kids and the wives can do? Go sightseeing? Any wildlife?
We're kind of on the fringes of civilization where we're at, and there's some bird walking, options that are available. Beach combing is definitely a big deal. There's all kinds of great stuff to find there.
Yeah, I love that personally.
For the more adventurous types, we make arrangements for them to go whitewater river rafting, but that's, about a half an hour away from the lodge to get to where you're even going to begin. And then the zip lines and things up in Bocas del Toro, everybody absolutely loves doing that, but that's also like an all-day adventure with driving there and back. In our area, it's mostly about just relaxing, chilling, hanging out by the pool, swinging in a hammock in a rancho next to the beach,
with a margarita, hopefully.
Yeah, having the bartender bring you another margarita. It's more of a place to just relax instead of being out and going all the time. And as far as our fishermen are concerned, they leave at sunrise and they get back sometime just before sunset. They have dinner, they go to bed.
Of course. Oh man.
And they get ready.
Fishing takes a lot out of you.
Yes, it does.
Especially with those monsters out there.
Workout.
Like you talk about like the fish. And again, I'm not an avid fisherman, but I've been out fishing here in Panama. The fish are huge. Like sometimes you're just like, dude, how are you in the ocean? Like some of these tunas and these sailfish, these marlin. We have some record-winning fish here in this country, huh?
Oh yeah, and me personally, I've been a boat captain on the ocean my entire life, and I don't even like to catch big fish anymore. It's too much work.
Too much work, huh?
I like catching smaller fish that I'm going to take home and have for dinner. All the other guys can have those 400 and 500 pound marlin and 200-pound yellowfin tunas. It's like, you guys go ahead and catch all those you want. I'll just watch.
But because that's a workout. Pulling a 200, 300, 400-pound fish in on a line is an extreme workout. Like you said, your fishermen come in, they probably eat dinner and they're out because it's like, man, it's like being a concrete worker. You're like constantly lifting and fish after fish after fish after fish. So, man, that is super cool. And again, guys, Debbie is going to be on not too much longer. We have one more interview, and Debbie's going to come on and show us 3 listings, and one of them is Daniel's Fishing Lodge. So, guys, make sure to hang out for that. Daniel, I appreciate you, my man. It was been fun. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for coming on and talking about your experience in Puerto Armuelles.
No problem. It was nice talking to you, and you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. And if you ever need to speak to me again, just give me a shot.
Awesome, Daniel. Have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Now we got Ron Schings coming up. Ron, with the palm trees in the background. I like it, my man. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Austin. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh man, I'm excited to have you. I mean, again, I'm in Albrook, and for those out there that don't know, I live in Panama City. I'm definitely not in front of a beach like Ron is right now, and I'm a little jealous, I gotta be honest.
You're at a big mall, though.
Yeah. I take the beach right now during this COVID times for sure.
Every day.
So Ron, tell me, let's tell some of these people watching, where are you from and what brought you to Panama?
Well, I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, in the United States. Lived my first 57 years there. Plan to live my next 30 here. I have always wanted to live on the ocean. It's been a dream of mine, and here I am living the dream.
Awesome.
So I came down here wanting to be a professional beach bum and bought a hotel instead.
That's funny. So you came down to retire, take it easy, relax, and you get down here and you bought a hotel.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Well, and you see that a lot too, whether it's tourists like myself. I came down as a tourist. I said, hey, I was at that age where I was ready to get married. And I said, man, the women down here are beautiful. I need to find a Panamanian wife. I did. I got married, and the rest is history. We have a beautiful family, and I'm blessed to have such an amazing wife and family that came along with that. So Ron, let's talk a little bit about, obviously every different place in Panama, which even Panama's a totally small country. I mean, I can drive, and Ron is probably farthest away in Panama. He's right there on the Costa Rican border. I'm in Panama City. I could be out there 7.5 hours, 8 hours. So there's a little bit of space with so many diversity in all of our areas. So I would like to know, in that area, Ron, in Puerto Armuelles, what is your favorite part about living there?
Well, definitely the ocean. It's what I wanted. It's what I came here for, and it's what I got. I see the ocean, and I'm in it every day.
Swimming, surfing, fishing?
No surfing yet, but I plan on doing some surfing. I'm not a big fisherman, but I do love to get beat up by the waves. So yes.
Oh, of course. And then
like swimming in the ocean.
What about like the expat community? How is the expat community in Puerto Armuelles?
Like Richard and Michelle had mentioned, on Fridays we'd get together at a restaurant, 25, 30 of us to get together, and it's a very tight group of expats. Great for information. We all help each other out. Very good people.
And I hear the birds tweeting in the background. I mean, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You got to love that, man. And then, of course, so you came down, you retired. Now you have a hotel on the beach. Tell me about owning a hotel. Are there challenges owning a hotel? Were you in the hotel industry before you came to Panama?
No, this is a new venture for me.
Okay, so lots of challenges.
Obviously, the biggest thing is COVID-19.
Yeah.
So it's put a halt on business for the last 4 months. But I was running the business for 3 months before that and loved every minute of it. Interesting people. So many interesting people.
Now, and then where most of your guests come from? Are they Panamanians? Are they foreigners? Where do you see most of your guests?
I would say about half of our guests are from Panama, from Boquete and Panama City. People coming down for the beach. We get a lot of Canadians and Americans, United States. And I've had people from France, Germany, South Africa, Italy. So it's
tons of different.
Pardon?
I said tons of different areas in the world.
Yeah, some very, very interesting people.
Awesome. And so now you live, we were just talking to Daniel. He's way out there, 17 kilometers. That's about 13 miles. I can't remember the exact equation there. Tell me about the restaurant scene in Puerto Armuelles. I know a lot of people, when they look to moving somewhere, it's all about schools, if they have children, the expat community where they can, what kind of people they can be around, but also like a lot of people are interested in the restaurant scene.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your internet was bad just now. I missed the question. I'm sorry.
No worries. How's the restaurant scene there?
Oh, well, like within a block and a half, I've got like 3 restaurants right on the beach, nice restaurants. And then out throughout the neighborhood, there's a nice handful of where you can get standard Panamanian fare, rice, beans, chicken or fish, and a drink and a salad for $3.50. You know, can't go wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
But I didn't come to Panama for the food, for the cuisine, but I do enjoy it.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Ron, I appreciate you coming on. You know, we got Debbie. We're going to show some listings, show other people around there. But I appreciate you taking time out of your beautiful Sunday afternoon with the ocean behind you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And next time I make it to Puerto Armuelles, I'll make sure I stop by and say hello at your hotel.
Well, I've got a room for you at the Sunrise Inn.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. So yeah, if you're looking at Puerto Armuelles, if you want to go check it out, Ron's got rooms at the Sunrise Inn. Google that, look him up. Do you have a website that you can mention real quick, Ron?
Actually, I just changed the name to Sunrise Inn. It used to be Tsunami Inn.
Okay.
So it would be under Tsunami Inn.
Gotcha. So guys, Google Tsunami Inn, get more information, start booking your trip to Puerto Armuelles. Again, Ron, I appreciate you coming on today, and I'll see you next time I'm in Puerto Armuelles.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, my man. Talk to you later. And now we have Debbie Fisher with Inside Panama Real Estate.
Fishell.
Oh, Fishell. Oh my gosh. I'm always bad at last names. I'm sorry.
It happens all the time. No problem.
Why would I? Yeah. It's just like, it's like you read the beginning of the word and you think you know it, but hey, that's what happens. My apologies. Welcome, Debbie Fishell, Inside Panama Real Estate. I know, and I've heard your name so many times. I know you. Everybody talks so great about you. And again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, yes, Inside Panama Real Estate helps people buy homes, helps you find your dream home, helps you find rentals, but it's more than just that. And Debbie is a prime example. She's here to help you with everything. So Debbie, guys, if you're looking at Puerto Armuelles and this is something you're looking for, you are going to be in good hands with Debbie. Debbie is going to show us 3 listings today. But before we do that, I got a couple questions for Debbie. I'd like to know, where are you from? Let's tell everyone out there watching, where are you from and how long have you been living in Panama?
Okay. I'm originally from Hawaii, grew up in Hawaii. And when I was 25, my husband and I moved to Micronesia, where we lived for 8 years and had a charter boat business. So I've lived abroad before, and then we moved back to the States where we raised our children, and in Arizona, actually. And when they all grew up and flew the coop, we decided that we wanted to get back to the ocean again. But because I grew up surfing, I was always around the water. I love the water. I need the ocean. I'm a beach baby. And Hawaii is exorbitantly expensive. And we also had some issues, like a lot of people that move here, with kind of the politics and the direction that things are going in the U.S. And we just wanted to get out. And Panama is close enough to the States that we can just fly back and visit our children and our grandchildren. And but it's still very similar to Hawaii. With the things that are available here, except that they speak Spanish. So that part's a little bit different. I just looked at my thermometer here a couple minutes ago, and it's 90 degrees. It's just beautiful.
So yeah, always warm. Fraction of the cost of Hawaii, a big fraction of the cost of Hawaii.
Yes.
So obviously that's super important. But now, out of all the beach towns, again, we've already mentioned, we have over 500 islands here. We have tons and tons and tons of beach towns. What was that one thing about Puerto Armuelles that said, hey, this is where we're going to live?
Well, I'll tell you, we actually started coming to Panama about 8 years ago. We had looked into all the other places, and that's a long story, but we took 6 trips here before we moved here permanently, and we've been here going on 7 years now. But we looked at Bocas del Toro, and it clicked some boxes, but not all of them. And then one day we came for a 1-month trip and rented a car in Panama City and just drove the coastline, staying as long as we felt, just feeling the different beach communities and what they were like. And when we got to Puerto, it was pretty much the end of the trail, but we ended up staying here 2 weeks, and we actually bought a house on that trip. What we liked about it is we're not retired yet. We needed a place where we could still earn an income. We wanted to work. And I've been involved in real estate investment my whole life, and my husband's a boat builder and boat captain by trade. And we could see both of those jobs fitting in here because of the growth that's coming. And it was a little bit of when we first saw Puerto, I thought, oh my gosh, this looks kind of like South Phoenix, where you never want to go at night, because it's a long story about Puerto, but it started out as a fishing town, and then it grew into this humongous place due to Chiquita Banana when they came in, and they built all this infrastructure, they built neighborhoods, they did everything, hospital, all of that stuff, and then they pulled out in 2000. So for 20 years, a third of the population lost their jobs, and everything just kind of collapsed in Puerto. And it's been a little bit, kind of dilapidated and run down. But we finally got a new mayor with the new administration. Things are happening, and we could see that coming when we first moved here. And I like being on the front end of growth. I mean, when you're in,
it's exciting.
You want to be at the front end, and it's so amazing to just watch the things happening here.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one of the things that attracted me to Panama, was that it was such a young country. Mm-hmm. Tourism is big, tourism's fun, and that's what I'm into. So the same thing, the U.S. was here until end of 1999, and then 60,000 troops left, or 50,000 troops left, which were what the Panamanians catered to. And it's all of a sudden it was gone. So that's when tourism started. And that's not very long ago. And we've seen so much development. I mean, it's an incredible place. You have so many people that talk about Costa Rica. And then, I know so many people that used to live in Costa Rica or were looking at Costa Rica, and they came to Panama and they said, what was I thinking? Panama has so much more to offer, such less cost. And, to boot, if you like the city or you want to go to the city, we have this huge metropolitan city that's like Chicago in warm weather, all year long, obviously. And, it's just like the best of both worlds. You really makes it an easy, jive over, once you're coming from the U.S. and you come into a country like Panama to live, it was very simple. And it's like everyone I talked to, living here almost 9 years, it seems that way for most people.
Yep. I get a lot of clients from Costa Rica.
Yeah? I'm sure you're very close. You're very close to Costa Rica. Now, Puerto Armuelles, guys, if you haven't seen, check them out on the map. It's right next to the border of Costa Rica, right there on the Pacific side. This is the Pacific Ocean side of Panama. So I got 2 more questions for you, and then we're going to look at these houses and the fishing lodge. I know a lot of people are probably excited to see what's involved with the fishing lodge, what's the cost, and we'll get there in just a moment. But I want to know. Yeah, keep them in some suspense. How long have you been working with Inside Panama Real Estate?
I've been with them about 1.5 years, and I have to say, I actually worked for a different real estate company when I first moved here, and I wasn't very happy with them. No names mentioned, but I love Inside Panama because not only are they located all over the entire country, but the service is just amazing. I mean, I've never worked with a real estate company where the service was so good. Mike is top notch.
Yeah. Super professional.
It's a pleasure to work with them. Very professional. Yeah.
And I hear that a lot too. And that you mentioned that, Mike does have offices all over the country. And, maybe someone comes to Puerto Armuelles and says, hey, you know what? It's some people like the heat. Some people like the toes in the sand. But people maybe want to move a little higher up to like Boquete, and, to have someone up there, that you can pass along, or vice versa, it makes it so easy. So if you're over here and you want to check this part out, Mike and his crew, like Debbie, they have an awesome group of people all along the country. And again, they love helping people out. It's not just about selling a home or renting a home. It's about, we're all about community. And like, you see that a lot with Inside Panama Real Estate. And again, that's, I could have just any real estate company sponsor the show. But I really like Mike, and I like his character and who he is and what he's about and how he works with the community. Always about having a good time. Because, if you're not having a good time, there's no point of doing it, So it's very, very
true.
cool.
It really is like a team. I mean, we actually do work together. And
of course.
That's really cool. I like that part.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the suspense is over, folks, because we are going to look at some properties. Debbie is going to walk us through these properties. I'm going to show them and sit back, relax, and enjoy this awesome experience. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, Debbie, the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay, this house, this is a plantation home that's located right in downtown Puerto Armuelles in a neighborhood called Las Palmas, which was built by Chiquita in the 1930s and 40s. And this neighborhood was where they housed the executives. So this is kind of like the Scottsdale of Arizona or something, or Hollywood for Puerto. They're more upscale homes, large lots. It has a very country feel here in Las Palmas, and yet you can walk to downtown in 5 minutes. So, we're just literally right outside of town, right next to the airport is right next to us. You can hear the birds. There's big trees everywhere. If there weren't jungle trees here right now, I could see the ocean, but we have a lot of big trees here. This particular house, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's got 3 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs. And all of these houses had a maid's quarters downstairs. So they had it's got a bedroom with a bathroom and a laundry room.
And what's the cost of this house?
This house is $98,500. So it's for under
$100,000.
You can be a 5-minute drive to the beach or a 5-minute walk into downtown Puerto, where we have a brand new hospital, a soon-to-be new airport, national airport, piers, fishing, beach, everything, all the amenities. We've got several banks, restaurants, hotels, everything you need, which makes Puerto Armuelles really unique, by the way, because we're one of the few beach towns where you actually have everything right there in town. Hospital 10 minutes away. The house is made out of mostly the exterior walls are old growth redwood shipped in from California. And we're on the next house. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. And native hardwood. So it's really has a cool feel to it. Also, the Las Palmas neighborhood has its own community swimming pool. We have 2 schools, an elementary and a secondary school, which teach English. The kids can walk to school there, so it's good for a family. And there's a tennis court. This one is on a cul-de-sac, and it's got above ground gardens, large water storage tanks, and you're 10 minutes to the beach, like I said.
Super awesome. And yeah, the price is incredible.
I'm ready for this.
Awesome. Let's go over to our next home.
I actually live in this neighborhood. I live in that neighborhood myself, Las Palmas. So,
very neat.
Okay. So the next house that we have is beachfront. For all of you that have been dreaming of living on a beach house, in a beach house on the beach, doesn't that look like your dream house? I mean, come on.
I like
most of the homes it's beautiful. Most of the homes in and around Puerto Armuelles, the average price is going to be between about $100,000 and $200,000. So we're definitely lower price than homes in a lot of different areas of Panama. That's American style homes I'm talking about. So this beachfront house is actually self-sufficient. It does have municipal water, but a lot of people have wells in this area. They have a huge battery bank that is filled by a generator, which they only have to leave on for like an hour or so a day, and it fills the whole battery bank. So the whole house is self-sufficient. It's about an hour south of Puerto Armuelles right now, but the road is slated to be finished all the way down there, which it's not at the moment because of COVID. It got delayed. Once that road's done, it will be a much shorter drive down there. And I know it's got 2 bedrooms downstairs. It's got a huge loft bedroom, workshop, workroom upstairs. And it's sitting on about 1/3 of an acre. So you have plenty of room to plant things and have a self-sufficient little home front there, which a lot of people are looking for nowadays. And there are things out at Punta Barica. It was mentioned a little bit by the Ramones, but we have a sea turtle beach there where the sea turtles come every day or every year and lay their eggs. And there's a kind of a sanctuary where they collect the eggs and put them in incubators and then release them. And you can volunteer to work at this place when the eggs are being hatched and collected. And there's also the monkey refuge, Mono Feliz, which the monkeys are very tame. They come down and they sit on your shoulder. You can feed them. All of this is literally walking distance from this house or bicycle. It's all at the point, Punta Barica, and there's also a surf camp there. So this is a really, really nice home. Just past it, about a half a mile, they're starting a gated community that the lots on the beach, just the lots, which are smaller than this one, are starting at about 95 to 100,000. So you can get the house with the lot and everything just before a gated community for 125.
And you're on the ocean. Oh my goodness. And those palm trees.
That's the view from your patio back door.
Yeah, that's life right there. Oh, all right. And now what everybody's been waiting for, the fishing lodge, Hooked on Panama.
Okay, Hooked on Panama is literally one of the top-ranked fishing lodges in all of Panama. It's, I would say it's probably right under the lodge that's way over in the Darien. You have a whole bunch of smaller places in Boca Chica and other places, but Hooked on Panama's been here for 10 years. They have a reputation, and if you look them up online, they have 5-star ratings. I mean, it's just top-notch everything. And you heard Dan earlier, him and his brother are ready to retire. They're not moving. They're actually at the top of that picture there. If you went a little bit up the hill, they're building their houses up there on that hill, and they're going to still be coming to Panama and staying here. They love it. One of the really cool things about this lodge is that, and actually the whole bay there, is that there's a very deep drop-off that's really close to shore. So you don't have to go very far out before you're already getting the deep water fish, which is really cool. It's not hours and hours of boat ride to get to it. It's almost right there. This is the Marlin Bar, which is a restaurant bar, and it's got the full kitchen in the back. It's over 3,000 square feet. There's inside dining with air conditioning and stuff, and there's also outside on the patio dining, all with ocean view. This is literally right on the ocean. It's a little over 3 hectares. That's what one of the typical cabins look like, and there are 11 cabins on the facility. They all have a private bath, Wi-Fi, TVs, fully furnished, and every single cabin has its own little balcony like this, and they're all facing the ocean. So you get up in the morning and you have an ocean view right from your cabin, and you watch the sunrise. It's amazing. I've stayed out there for weekends, and it's my favorite place to go.
Yeah, it's pretty.
There's a swimming pool. That right there is the boat shop. They have a warehouse, storage room, and the building to the left, kind of on the bottom, is the workers' quarters with the laundromat in it where they get everything cleaned. And there's a boat ramp. All the equipment is included. Of course, everything is included in this sale. They have 4 sport fishing boats, the boat shed, a 4,000-gallon fuel storage with a metered pump and floating fuel dock, so they can fuel from out in the water. They don't have to bring them in.
Wow,
that's
cool.
an example.
That's great.
And the molds are going to be left there also, so they can make more boats. And my husband's a boat builder, if you need one. But Little plug, but there's also trailers for hauling, launching the boats, and they do have a few, probably about 4 or 5 right now, boats that are stored out there by other people that needed a place to put their boat where they can launch it, because we don't actually have a marina in town. Click idea. There's definitely availability and space to put a marina in here. We don't have one yet in Puerto. And this would literally be the first point of entry if anybody was coming from Costa Rica. So if somebody is serious about wants to go big, they could definitely consider that. There's the swimming pool. You can see the lodge and some of the cabins. Behind the lodge, there's a duplex, which also has ocean view. 2 one-bedroom apartments that can be rented out. A lot of times they keep those for their family and friends when they come down to visit, but a new owner could do whatever they wanted. All the fishing equipment is included. Environmental studies have been done, everything. And the property is entirely titled. So that's a big thing for any beach area. A lot of the beach areas are ROP. So it's really good that it has the titling. It's also, the sale will include Dan and Mike, the brothers, staying on if needed to help in a transition and work with new owners through their first season to get them going. All the staff, which they worked years to train and get the exact right people that are, the customer service there is amazing. You said you've been there before, so you know. Yes. And the staff is all willing to stay on, and they would work with the new owner, so it would be a super easy transition. The website, the trade names are all included, as well as the client list. And you heard Dan mention that the majority of their clients are repeat customers, so you already have customers in place, all lined up. And there's so much room for growth here. Mike and Dan have really been, I love them, but they've been kind of, let's just, do this, and they're having fun and they're doing it, but they're not taking this place to its full potential. In the off season, it could be offered as a retreat, destination weddings. There's so many things that are not being marketed. You have a lot of potential. And also, there are a little over 3 hectares, almost 4 hectares of land that they own. Dan said he owns other land outside of here that they're willing to contribute if, for a little bit of an additional fee, or you could negotiate. They would, you could add some more land on there for somebody that has some big ideas, and it's all titled. It would give over 600 meters of beachfront land there. And with the new airport already approved for Puerto Armuelles, you'd be 20 minutes from an airport. It's got things that none of the other fishing lodges have. The price right now that they're asking on it is $3.5 million. And of course, they're open to negotiation, talking about different kinds of creative financing, whatever somebody has in mind. Just bring us your ideas and we'll go from there.
Ah, man. So yeah, anyone looking for a new way of life and doing it right, you have it right there. Come down, own a fishing lodge in Panama. 3.5.
Totally turnkey.
That's like an apartment in New York City. Live on the beach, own a business that makes money, turnkey, ready to go. That is incredible. Debbie, really appreciate that. Again, guys, if you're interested in Puerto Armuelles or anywhere in Panama, that is, email them at freeebook@ipreinfo.com. They're giving away a free ebook. It's got a $300 value. A lot of people sell these ebooks. Mike from Inside Panama, the founder, loves giving it away. Like I mentioned in the beginning and throughout the program, this guy is awesome. He loves working with people. He has an amazing team. They love working with people. And if Panama is somewhere you've considered, or now with the way the world's changed, where a lot of people are having the ability to work from home, why not live on a beach somewhere beautiful? Yeah. And there you go, making it easy. We just had someone write in, how do I open up a bank account in the U.S. or from the U.S.? Very easy. Again, a lot of that information's in that free ebook. So definitely want to get that ebook. Opening a bank account is super easy. They have a Friendly Nations visa, which makes living here in the United States, Canada, all over Europe, South Africa, those are all friendly nations to Panama. So makes it very easy to transition, get a permanent residency, live here full time. And yeah, it's just amazing. Again, guys, they have that fly and try program. So if you want to come down to Panama, check it out. Rent 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. You end up buying a house inside Panama, they are going to pay that first month's rent. There are some restrictions. They do apply. Again, email them at freeebook@ipreinfo.com. All that information is also in the text. So if you guys missed that or you couldn't understand me, don't worry. It's all in the text. Look it up. Email them again, freeebook@ipreinfo.com. I appreciate you, Debbie. Thank you so much. I'm not going to take up any more of your Sunday. I love the sounds of the birds. I might just have to call you every once in a while to hear your birds. Those birds are beautiful in the background.
Parrots outside. I heard monkeys this morning. Iguanas are running across the yard. What can I say?
Awesome. Well, thank you again. Thank you to everyone. Again, we're here every Sunday where we go around all different cities and towns throughout Panama, allowing others to really discover what Panama is about. And if you're like many people living up in the U.S. right now, where things are just going a little crazy and you want more of a simplistic lifestyle at way less the cost, Panama might be your spot. So get that free ebook, start checking it out, do your Google research, join some of these cool Facebook groups, and we'd love to say hello to you when you're down here. So guys, again, we want to thank Debbie and Inside Panama Real Estate for making this happen, and we'll see you next Sunday. Until then,
Bye.
ciao.